Let's be real for a second. The deepest pain you'll ever feel isn't about failing. It's not about things not working out. It's not even about people leaving you behind. No. The real pain is that tiny whisper inside your head at 2 in the morning. It's the voice that says, you were supposed to be more than this. You were supposed to be further ahead. You were supposed to be living a life that actually feels like yours. Instead, you're playing it safe. You're playing small. You're living a role that someone else wrote for you. Don't you know that feeling? That heaviness in your chest when you see someone else chasing their dreams? That sting when you realize another year just flew by and nothing changed. You're smiling on the outside, but something inside is screaming. It's telling you that this is not the life you were built for. When was the last time you went after what you wanted? Without apologizing, without asking for permission. When did you last look in the mirror and feel truly proud of who you're becoming? If you can't remember, that's exactly the problem. You didn't lose yourself all at once. It happened slowly, one small surrender at a time. You stayed quiet to avoid trouble. You stayed in your comfort zone because you were scared of what people would say. You had a fire inside, but someone told you to be realistic. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you're tired of playing small and are ready to reclaim your life, make sure to subscribe and join our community. We're diving deep into the ego game today. You built a cage for yourself. You did it bar by bar, excuse by excuse. You convinced yourself that staying invisible keeps you safe, but deep down, you know the truth. Playing small doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you stuck. And being stuck is the most dangerous place to be. Fear never goes away. You're waiting for a day when you'll suddenly feel brave. That day is never coming. Every person you admire was terrified. They just moved anyway. They walked straight into the fear with shaking hands. Real change is going to hurt. It always does. But on the other side of that pain is a version of you that you haven't met yet. A version that doesn't need anyone's approval. A version that sets boundaries without feeling guilty. There are two roads in front of you. One is familiar and comfortable. It's the road of excuses. The other road is much harder. It's the road of discipline and loneliness. But at the end of that road is the person you were always meant to become. Think about the lies you were told since you were a kid. The world has been programming you. Stay quiet. Don't stand out. Be grateful for what you have. You didn't just hear those words. You believed them. You made them your identity. The people who told you these things weren't evil. They were just projecting their own fears onto you. They wanted you to be realistic because your growth made them uncomfortable. How much of your life is actually yours? How many decisions do you make based on what you actually want? Most of us are living lives designed by other people's expectations. We chose stable careers because someone said it was practical. We dimmed our light because we were told we were shining too bright. There's a fearless version of you buried under all that conditioning. You felt it, haven't you? That restlessness at night. That's the real you trying to claw its way out. The world will always push back when you try to grow. People will say you're being unrealistic. They'll say you've changed, and they won't mean it as a compliment. Most people surrender at that point. They fold. They hide their fire. But you have to stop asking for permission. Your path was never meant to make sense to people walking a different road. Your big dreams aren't a weakness. Your hunger for more isn't a flaw. These are signals that you were made for an extraordinary life. Every time you bend to keep the peace, you break a piece of yourself. How many times have you said yes when you wanted to scream no? Being kind is great, but there's a huge difference between being kind and being a doormat. Every time you apologize when you did nothing wrong, you're telling yourself a lie. You think you're being mature, but you're actually creating cracks in your own foundation. Think about Marcus. He was the nice guy. He thought if he was agreeable enough, the world would be good to him. But people don't respect the person who always bends. They get used to them. Marcus trained everyone in his life to treat his feelings as optional. He was breaking himself to maintain an illusion of harmony. One day, he just stopped. He stopped apologizing for having needs. People got angry. They called him selfish. But the people who were angry were the ones profiting from his lack of boundaries. Marcus finally found real peace. Not the fake kind that comes from avoiding conflict, the real kind that comes from not betraying yourself. There's a lie that the loudest person in the room is the strongest, but shouting isn't power, it's fear wearing a costume. Loud people are often terrified. They think if they don't dominate, they'll be exposed as insecure. Real power is quiet. It's a presence that changes the temperature of a room without saying a word. Remember Derek? Every conversation for him was a battle. He thought silence meant surrender. He was winning arguments, but losing every relationship. Then he met Grace. She was unnervingly calm. She didn't fight for attention, but everyone listened when she spoke. Derek realized that every time he shouted, he was showing everyone he had lost control. He had to master himself. He started choosing silence over explosion. It was brutal. He had to relearn how to walk. But eventually, people stopped avoiding him. He started winning by making people actually want to hear him. Your power isn't in your volume, it's in your control. Stop waiting for your life to change while you do nothing to change yourself. You're sitting in a trap. You're blaming the economy, your luck, or other people. Your circumstances don't create your life. Your response to them does. Two people can face the same tragedy. One comes out bitter, the other comes out transformed. The moment you accept that your choices shape your life, you gain agency. Nathan lived in that trap for years. He had every excuse to feel sorry for himself. He became an expert at justifying why he couldn't succeed. It was a comfortable place to live. Then an old man told him, "If the face in the mirror looks sad, you don't change the mirror, you change the face." Nathan realized he was failing because he spent all his energy complaining. He started small. He woke up an hour earlier. He audited his habits. It wasn't a highlight reel. It was boring, repetitive work. But after 2 years, his world shifted. Opportunities became visible because his energy was different. You don't change your life by changing your circumstances. You change your life by changing yourself. Being invisible to someone you love is a special kind of pain. It makes you wonder if you're worth caring about at all. Ethan believed the lie that he wasn't enough. He was the guy who answered the phone at 3 a.m. for everyone. But he was pouring into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. After being publicly humiliated by a friend he had supported, he chose silence. He promised to never again chase someone who didn't value him. Growth feels invisible while it's happening, like a seed underground. But one day, Ethan didn't recognize the person in the mirror. He was grounded. He was complete. The people who ignored him started coming back. But the new Ethan knew they didn't miss him. They missed what he could do for them. Time settles the score. The people who ignored you will one day feel the weight of your absence. Don't shrink. Don't become bitter. Just keep growing. People leave. It's a hard truth. Some leave loudly, some leave quietly. If your happiness depends on a text back, you're not living. You're leasing your peace of mind. Daniel believed in absolute loyalty, but when his life hit a wall, everyone he had helped disappeared. He was surrounded by contacts, but had no one to call. That night, he realized if he couldn't be his own foundation, he didn't have one. He had been outsourcing his emotional stability. He decided to learn how to walk alone. He stopped expecting others to show up for him. He started trusting his own gut. It was terrifying, but he became his own safety net. Wholeness attracts. When you stop needing people, the right people actually start showing up. Relationships should be a choice, not a crutch. This lonely season isn't destroying you, it's building you. Kindness without boundaries is a wound, not a virtue. Julian was the kindest person anyone knew. He would rearrange his whole life for others, but never asked for help himself. He became nothing to himself. He taught the world that his feelings didn't matter. People don't treat you the way you deserve. They treat you the way you teach them to. After a massive betrayal, Julian realized that goodness without boundaries is just an invitation for parasites. He started saying no. His hands were shaking. But he learned that people who truly love you aren't threatened by your boundaries. Words aren't always the answer. You can't reason someone into respecting you. Stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Every long message you send at 2 a.m. just gives them more ammunition. Ryan was an open book. He shared his dreams with people who didn't deserve them. He thought communication could fix anything. But he was having the same conversation 47 times with no change. He finally chose silence. Silence isn't submission, it's power. It leaves people with nothing to manipulate. Not every pain deserves a response. Your silence is selection. It's you choosing where your energy goes. What do you think you're worth? If you don't have a clear line, you're an open market. Availability kills value. Cole was like a 24-hour convenience store, always open. He equated being available with being lovable. But people stopped appreciating him and started expecting him. He became a utility. He realized he was giving so much to people who wouldn't notice if he vanished. He started valuing his own time. He taught people how to treat him. Your worth is inherent. Respect yourself first, and the world will follow. Pain doesn't make you weak. It makes you unbreakable. You don't know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Leo was soft, and the world took advantage. He became a prisoner of his own pain. But he realized pain had given him the ability to read people perfectly. He rebuilt himself with boundaries. He became fearless because he had already survived hell. You are defined by what you do after the pain. You're going to make it because you're still here. That force inside you, that's the real you. Break every limit. Rebuild yourself. You are more than enough.